Welcome to r/iknowtheowner, where people pretend to know the owner, but they actually don't. And then they get totally embarrassed. If you are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe to join our awesome community, and without wasting any more time, let's dive right into the stories. And the first one is titled, So Much Stupid. Background: so my stepdad has been the manager at the only bar, had an attached restaurant in the county for 15 years. The owners are a group of 3 brothers who also own several other businesses in our county. And by the way guys, how can a full county only have one bar? Anyway, as a teen I babysat the owner's kids, I had my first job washing dishes at the bar, and I eventually ended up married to one of the brothers' stepsons. Safe to say, my family and the owner's family are pretty enmeshed. But because they own so many businesses around here, everyone knows the brothers, all the locals anyway. Tourists and travelers are a whole other kettle of fish. This story happened a few days before Christmas. I was covering behind the bar because it was crazy busy with holiday travelers and they needed some help. This asshat shows up in all his asshat glory, complaining about the highways getting closed down on account of the storm. I am pulling beers for the brothers and their wives, and my bar back was running drinks, so asshat had to wait a few minutes. After dropping the beers off and grabbing limes for my mother-in-law, I hurried back behind the bar to grab asshat's order before refilling drinks for the rest of the bar. The conversation is as follows. Asshat:
Where the F have you been? I'm a passing customer. I shouldn't have to wait half an hour before you even take my order.
At most it was 5 minutes. Me: I'm sorry for the inconveniences, sir. I just had to run some drinks all real fast. What can I get for you?
Beam and Coke. That's Coke, not Pepsi. And hurry up. I'm already sick of being here.
Me: absolutely. I will just need your ID and that will be $6. Asshat:
ID? I'm obviously not a kid. Just get me my damn drink.
Well, in this state we ID every person every time regardless of age. I need to see some ID or I cannot serve you, sir.
Oh really? How about I just call the owner and have him sort it out? You will probably lose your job in the process, but I will get my drink. You still want my ID?
Yes sir, I still need your ID, and the owner will agree with that. At this point he actually pulls out his phone and makes a call. Don't know who he called, but it wasn't one of the brothers whose table I can see from the bar. He hands me his phone and an unknown man tells me I need to just serve his friends drinks or not bother showing up for my next shift. However, I don't have a regular shift. I am covering the regular bartender as a favor to the brothers. So I laughed at the unknown person and hang up. At this point my mother-in-law and the oldest of the brothers is watching what is happening. The oldest brother comes to find out what is happening. Older brother: What is going on over here?
This girl refuses to serve me. I called the owner and the little idiot still won't get my drink.
Oh, you know the owner? Me: That was not the owner, asshat.
Yes it was. Now get me my drink and this can all go away.
OB: Why don't you get his drink? He refused to give ID. Well then she cannot serve you.
Do you work here or are you just being nosy? I can have you fired too.
Oh right, you said you know the owners. OB then yells out to the other brothers: You all know this guy? Now everyone in the bar is looking, because the brothers are not people you don't notice yelling in a small space. The other brothers look confused and say no. OB: And I don't know who you are either, asshat. Either hand over your ID or get the F out of my bar. Asshat then throws a fit and is eventually physically removed from the bar by the younger 2 brothers. Fun times people, and so much stupid. And guys, I'm wondering, have you ever had a situation where you dealt with a person who claimed to know the owner but actually didn't? Let us know in the comments. And while you're at it, please don't forget to post some star emojis in the comments and also like the video if you enjoy my content. Thank you so much in advance. And the next one is titled, Customer says she is the owner's wife and gets a discount. I am the cashier ringing her out and I am the actual wife. From 1993 to 2008, my husband and I owned a hobby shop outside Atlanta, Georgia. I had a full-time job with my Bell aka Health South and Hubs ran the shop. After 9/11, he was called up for active duty, he was a reservist, and I had been laid off, so I would work in the shop until I had to pick our kids up from school. One morning, a woman comes in and is looking at various game workshop figures and boxed sets. These are not cheap by any means, and retailers did not get the normal markdown from the manufacturer, so they were rarely discounted. She approaches the counter to check out, and as I am ringing her up, she rather rudely tells me that she gets a 50% discount as she is the owner's wife. Me? Really? Wow. How long have you been married? Lying customer.
Oh, just a few months. We just recently got married.
Me? Really? Well, damn. It's nice to meet you, since I am his wife and the one he F's at night and not you. Do you still want this figure pack or not? Because you're not getting any discount. Lying customer stood there like a fish out of water, the way her mouth was opening and closing. I set the figure pack under the counter and told her to get out of my shop and never come back. After she left, I called my hubby to tell him about it, and he was like, just damn, what the hell? Yeah, some people will try anything to get something for nothing. Well, they try to get something for nothing, and in the end they walk away with nothing. But honestly guys, so far I gotta say I've never experienced a situation where someone claimed to know the owner and not actually know the person. I think the only case of people claiming to know the owners and actually knowing the owners is probably my dad, because essentially everywhere he goes he knows literally everybody. Sometimes I do admire that, but to be honest I'm just not that type of person. And the next one is titled, How do you know me? This happened way back when I worked at a pizza place. We did takeaway and delivery, and there were a few seats where customers could sit while they waited for their orders, but not eat them. On this particular day, the owner, John, not his real name, and I were working in the store. My usual co-worker had called in sick, so John was filling in. Halfway through the day, a Karen walked in. At first everything was just peachy. Karen asked for takeaway, gave her order, paid, and I made it. When the pizza was cooked, Karen sat down and opened the box, obviously intending to eat it there. Now, John did not allow customers to eat in the shop because we are not a restaurant and staff had a dozen things to do, which did not include clearing up messes left by customers. I was making an order for delivery, so John went up to Karen. I was all ears, as you can imagine. John, sorry, you cannot eat here. Karen,
how dare you? I know the owner personally, and he said I could eat here if I wanted.
John, oh really? How do you know me? Karen went red, closed the box and left without saying a word. John and I cracked up with laughter. And by the way guys, please give me some feedback about this new subreddit in the comments, because to be honest with you, lately it has been kind of difficult to find the usual stories that I normally post on the channel, so I am trying to branch out a little bit and find new subreddits for you. You know, I am still waiting for that one subreddit that is maybe similar to legal advice or r/justnohoa, etc. Maybe at some point we will find something like that again. There has been some sort of mistake and I am the brother of the owner. A post on here reminded me of when I used to work at my Italian friend's cafe. It was a nice 20s style cafe, red paint, cherub fixtures, white and black detailing, tea leaf readings, faux gold inlays, me in my stupid 20s working in a place that could have passed for the roaring 20s. A man walks in, he makes a beeline for the register and says,
I'm the brother of the owner,
he explains. Matthew or Mark? I ask, knowing that the three brothers are named after the first chapters of the Bible. I work for Luke, so it is obviously not him.
Mark.
Fantastic. Would you like a coffee while you wait? I ask with foolish enthusiasm.
Skim flat white.
Absolutely. Take a seat here while I make your coffee and get your mother. I watch as he sits uncomfortably.
There's no need for her, she's probably tired.
What a thoughtful son, I had thought to myself. He knows his mother is going through chemo and does not want to disturb her. She's a lovely woman, but at the time I only knew that she had cancer and Alzheimer's. I make his coffee and bring it and his mother from the apartment from above the cafe. Look Marcia, how lovely is it that your son has come all the way from redacted city, 4 hours flight away. Poor Marcia and her Alzheimer's, she did not recognize her own son. They sat and enjoyed their coffee while I retrieved the owner from his consultation with a client. "Your brother has come to visit," I exclaim with much joy, all the way from XX City. "Mark? Mark?" Joys of joy, my overworked boss, who is running his own business and looking after his sick mother, has a surprise family reunion with his brother. Luke gets to the table that his mother and Mark are sitting at. His mother is the first to speak. "Luke, who's this man? I've never seen him in my life." I interject. "Marcia, that's your son. Don't you recognize him?" "I've never seen him before." Luke looks at me. "I've never seen him before either." Mark stands up.
There's been a mistake,
he exclaims before bolting for the door. And that, my dear friends, is how I accidentally scared off a scammer. Marcia is fine, by the way, lives in an apartment complex 1 floor below Luke, who are turning 90 and 70 respectively next year. And wow, I gotta say that is pretty impressive that the mother is 90 and the son is 70. And the next one is titled, "Who did you say your father was?" Me is me, SM store manager, CW co-worker and RC random customer. A few years ago I was working for my aunt in the 2 convenience stores she owns in town. It was a temporary thing that stretched 2 years, long story, and every day was the same. Punch in, work, punch out. My father was pretty well known around town for all the years he worked in automotives as a parts store manager, mechanic, parts manager, etc. One day I was behind the counter waiting on customers and someone came up to the counter, and as I was scanning their items I noticed they had a fountain drink, so I went to ring it up and I am interrupted.
"I'm family, I get these for free."
"Which family? Like my aunt's nieces and nephews and my aunts and uncles get drinks free from the fountain and slushy." Me? Okay, what's your relation to the owner? Mind you, I know my aunts, uncles and cousins very well, but not their kids, and consider I'm about 19 to 20 at the time and I was one of the younger ones, so of course some cousins had kids, but the oldest was not even out of high school yet. He looks me dead in the eye.
"I am Brett,
my father's youngest son." I could not help but sit there for a couple of minutes with a look of disbelief that he just said he was me, so I decided to have some fun with it. I look over to the store manager, my cousin, me. "Hey store manager, does this guy look like my father's youngest son?" She took a moment to get a good look at him. SM, "He's my father's youngest son?" Me, "I know, right? You know what that means?" SM, "You finally have a younger brother with the same name?" The RC just sat for a moment with the most confused look on his face, mixed with a good amount of shock, not seeming to realize the name on my name tag in big bold letters that read Brett. I looked over to my CW. Me, "You hear that, CW? I have a younger brother with the same name as me. Isn't that great?" CW, "That's great, but he looks a bit old to be your younger sibling." The guy looks about late 30s. I look a little older than I am, but everyone usually says 1 or 2 years older than I actually am. RC,
"What are you talking about?"
None of us could believe this guy has not caught on, so I have to look him dead in the eye and tell him. Me, "Nice to meet you. My name is Brett," points to name tag. "I am my father's youngest son." He looked around at all of us. Clearly the RC finally understood, so I ring up the drink. He paid and left with us still laughing. Bonus, his girlfriend came in a couple of days later and claimed to be my oldest sister, not knowing who I was. Spoiler alert, it was not my sister. Honestly guys, that has to be the dumbest method of trying to get something for free I've ever heard of. And the last one is titled, "Actually, I am the owner." Okay, so backstory. 1. I am young, like just turned 18 young, and me and my mother own this business where we breed and sell snakes and the snake's necessities along with food. And I am actually the founder while my mom is the co-founder. The story, I was tending the store since only me and my mom worked there and it was a slow day for us, so I was checking on all the animals, feeding the ones that needed feed and so on. This one person, we will call them entitled parent EP, I am me, EP comes in and is just looking at all the animals, and I thought nothing of it till about 5 or so minutes go by when they walk up to the counter and ET snaps at me to get my attention. I look up slightly offended by how EP decided to grab my attention. Me, "Yes, may I help you?" EP,
"Yes, I was wondering how much this one
while pointing at a tank.
is."
Me, I'm not sure. Let me check for you." I say while walking to the tank. Well, it says here it's only 60 bucks. EP.
60? Just a couple days ago I saw this exact one for only 30.
Me. No, I'm sorry, that one was sold already and we changed it out. EP.
You cannot just change the price because it's a different one. It's still the same breed and everything.
Me? Well, yes, while it is the same breed, it is much bigger. The other one was younger than this one and it cost us more to maintain this particular one and then the last. EP.
Well, I don't have that much. Can you give me a discount?
I'm sorry, but I cannot do that for you.
Please, I only have 50 on me.
Me? Well, I cannot give you a discount, but we have some that are smaller than this and are cheaper. They are in the back if you want me to bring you one out. EP.
No, I don't want another one. I want this one.
Me? Well, I'm sorry, I cannot lower the price for this one like I said a few seconds ago. We have more in the back if you want this particular breed. EP.
I don't want a different one. I would like this.
Me? Please watch your language. There's a kid nearby.
I don't care, but I want to buy this damn animal.
I'm sorry, I cannot help you.
Let me speak to the manager.
Me? Well, I am the manager. EP.
Huh, fine, I'm gonna call the owner.
Me? Actually, I am the owner also.
Don't lie to me, you're not even old enough to own a car, nonetheless a store.
Yes, I am old enough and I am the owner, while my mom is the co-owner.
Quit lying to me, kid. I want to speak to the actual damn owner and not some smart-ass teen.
Please watch what you say or I will have to ask you to leave.
You cannot kick me out. I know the real owner and he lets me get a discount if I don't have enough all the time.
Me? Well, that's good for you now. If you're not gonna buy this one and only cause a disturbance in my store, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
No, I'm not gonna leave. You're gonna give me a discount and that is that.
Now I am mad because one EP is yelling and cussing at me when I cannot change the price and making a scene over this and just straight out ignoring me.
So sell it to me now or I will call the owner and he will sell it to me.
She then walks over to the counter where the cards are with my name and number. EP then dials the number and then answers the phone. At first I was confused because it states on the card that I am the owner, but then I remembered it had my mom's number also on the card and EP actually called hers instead. Luckily, my mom told EP to F off pretty much and EP then tried to call the other number instead. While EP was dialing my number, EP had this crap-eating grin on while looking me dead in my eyes. I will never forget the look on EP's face when I answered the phone. Me? Hello, this is name of the shop. My name? Speaking. How may I help you? EP then hung up and left the store immediately. And once again guys, if you enjoy the stories about people pretending to know the owners, please let me know in the comments and I might continue with these. Thank you very much, your feedback is much appreciated. And guys, unfortunately we have already reached the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed today's stories and if you haven't already, please also go to patreon.com/ripeyoutube where I upload exclusive Reddit videos starting at just $3 a month. This is a great way to support me in case you are interested and the chance for me to become independent from YouTube revenue. Thank you so much for watching, please don't forget to subscribe and like the video and I hope to see you again tomorrow.